Welcome to the 2023 FEI Jumping World Challenge final at the Ranch Equestrian Centre in Polokwane. Well, it's a very, very good morning to you wherever you may be watching us. Perhaps you're watching on Equestrian Live, perhaps you're watching on Clip My Horse TV, perhaps you're watching on FEI TV, wherever you may be. Thank you for being part of this broadcast. It's an exciting one. It's the finals of the FEI World Jumping Challenge. And there we are. That's the ranch. And that is the arena at the Ranch Equestrian. What a wonderful venue. What a wonderful couple of days it has been. More about that a little bit later. What's been going on here at these FEI World Jumping Finals. But let's take a look at what you can expect to see here on Equestrian Live today. We start off with the FEI Jumping World Challenge Final Farewell Competition. That's the bottom 8 that unfortunately did not qualify for the final. So 16 competitors we had go through the qualifiers on Thursday, and the bottom 8 compete in the farewell competition. Then we move on to the final. That's the top 8. Looking forward to that. And then later on this afternoon we do have the FEI CSI under 25 1 meter 30, and that'll be followed by the under 25 1 meter 35 championships. So plenty to look forward to here in the Limpopo province. And my guest once again today, she was so good on Thursday, we just had to have her back. How are you? Andrina Viprestiga, and you are the Senior Manager of FEI Solidarity.
Thank you for having me, and you are way too kind. But it is a real pleasure to be here again, and I am so excited for this day. Looking forward to seeing our pairs for one last time, and I think it's going to be exciting. Both the farewell and obviously the final competition. But they've had, these athletes, we've seen them grow with their newly paired combination with these horses that they did not know and never rode a few days back. And it's been very exciting to see them improve on every round that they've had those past few days.
It's been exciting. Let's talk about the past few days, because a lot of the viewers who are tuning in today might be for the first time. They might have been working on Thursday. So let's talk about what's been going on. Well, very quickly, let's take a look at the lineup for the farewell competition, because we're not too far away from the start. The riders have already walked the course that Kate Launder has pitched. So these are the bottom 8, and they will be going in reverse order of qualification here as well. So in other words, the top qualifier in the bottom 8 will be Erin O'Dwyer at 8. So Christine Naya, Brannick Bulletproof, unfortunately eliminated in the very first qualifier, as was the case for Nicholas and Nicole. So they do get a chance to come back here for the farewell. Then we go to Lina Beltrao of Brazil. She rides KP Evergreen. Louise de Corleolis from Mauritius, NK Domino. Melissa Charlier Farnham for gold for Morocco. Natasha Harjouan, Indonesia. Lacano Ferradiba. Juana Ocampo, Argentina on Bosporus. And the top qualifier in the bottom 8 is Erin O'Dwyer representing South Africa on Daytona. We're going to quickly take a look at the course that Kate Launder has pitched, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the course designers for this competition as well. There it is. It's 1 round and a jump off. Time allowed in the first round 84 seconds, so all clears in the first round will go through to the jump off, and that's where they need to go up a gear or 2 to determine the winner of the farewell competition. Now, this is a good segue, I think, to the course designers involved in this competition. And of course we're in 2023 now, but this competition started in 2022. How did that all work?
So the qualification process is indeed a year prior to the actual final, for many different reasons. Also, just to get this show together, it takes some time, because we need to find the horses, because this competition is taking place on borrowed horses, which is why I was mentioning before that they only had a few days to get acquainted with their new these new pairs that did not know each other a few days back, and so it's a process. It's a process that takes time to put this event.
It's a strict. Sorry to interrupt you there. It's a strictly monitored process as well, because they don't just say, "Here's your horse, you carry on, and when you're ready, we'll see you in the arena." No, it's officials are there. You get times. There's a schooling session. Then there's a jumping session. The amount of jumps you're allowed to jump is monitored. The height of the jumps is monitored. So it's very strictly lots of protocol in place.
Absolutely. Everyone gets the same opportunity. That's why we have this protocol in place. Now, whether or not they want to use that time is up to them, but everyone has equal time, equal opportunity. That's the basics of it. So they do have a flat work training session. That's the first time they get introduced to their mount, and so during those 45 minutes for every athlete, they do flat work. We're not putting any jumps there. We just want that connection, that first introduction, and nothing that comes in the way of that. So it's just flat work. They get a feel for the horse. And this is also where we might see, if there are any compatibility issues, it might happen. It might be because we have a small, very light rider on a big, strong horse. If there's any security concerns for the rider, but also the welfare of the horse, then we might consider a swap. But it really, that also, the protocol is very strict. It's not just, I usually ride these types of horses at home, so I would really like that horse.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. There's a draw, and then it's really only in specific cases that you may swap the horse.
That has happened at this competition with one of the riders, I believe.
Yes, absolutely. Our rider who's actually going to be in the final. So our rider from Puerto Rico, Israel Lopez, it wasn't a good match. So before going any further and taking any chances, it was agreed that it was best to swap the horse. And so thankfully we have a pool of reserve horses, and so he picked one, so there was a draw again out of the pool of reserve horses.
Now the coaches are here. They're allowed to coach from the ground, but they may not get on the horses. The owners are here as well. The owners bring the tack for the horses. They go in their own tack again, unless there is a problem. A very small rider on a very big horse in a big saddle, and it's just not a fit, then you're allowed to put another saddle on, but the welfare of the horse comes into play there first and foremost. So if the saddle has to fit, and again, officials monitoring everything.
Absolutely. And also the owners, they know, if a horse is a bit sensitive. We're talking about spurs, anything that's part of the tack, basically, to ride that horse, from the bit, the saddle, any other outside equipment like spurs or a whip, or if that horse is never ridden with one or with the spurs, then if a rider wants to all of a sudden wear spurs, that's in consultation with the owner.
Now let's go back to the qualifiers that got us here. In other words, the qualifiers in each country, in each zone. European countries are excluded from this competition. North America is excluded from this competition. Why is that, and what is this then competition about? Speaking about the developing countries.
So this competition falls under FEI Solidarity, which is the development department at the FEI, and it is because the whole concept of the series is to provide athletes that have less opportunities to compete internationally in their country, whether it's because of cost, distances, or lack of activity on an international level, to be able to compete internationally without leaving their country. So each country organized 3 qualifiers the year preceding, and these qualifiers are on the same size arena, so it's a 45 by 65 meter arena, and the courses are built according to plans that have been designed by an appointed FEI course designer. So the conditions, except perhaps the footing, that might be different. Some might be on grass, others sand, but the courses themselves and the rules of the competitions are the same around the world. And so they go and they keep their best 2 scores out of the 3 competitions, and then that will determine rankings per region, and we take the best 2 per regional zone. And like you said, there are 10.
That gets us here. Then the draw for the horses happens. We've come to this point because on Thursday we had 2 qualifiers, and the qualifiers will then determine which of those 16 athletes that aid the top 8 and the bottom 8. And we start now with the farewell class. So these are the bottom 8 who might have had 1 or 2 problems, unfortunately for them, and they haven't then gone into the top 8. So this is where we are now with the farewell handicap, and the bell has just sounded for the first horse to come into the arena and take its part, and this will be Christine Naya. She rides Brannock Bulletproof. And again, in reverse order of qualification for this bottom 8, because Christine, unfortunately, was one of 2 riders who sadly had an elimination in the very first qualifier.
Very unfortunate, as you said, because she did a great welcome competition. So we give a chance to the athletes to have this welcome competition that does not count for the classification for the final, to give them a feel also more time with the horse, but in a competition setting, because you get jitters, whether it counts or not. You know, you're going to put your competition attire on, it counts, there's a classification, so we give that extra opportunity, and she did fantastic on that first day, but unfortunately when it counted, there was a stop on a jump.
Yeah, that was in the very first qualifier. Then they were allowed to go through to the second qualifier. Things did go a little bit better, but as soon as an elimination happens, then you're relegated down the rankings. That's part of the rules. So I'm expecting a better performance today. She would have had, the nerves would have been settled. She's unfortunately had a rail at the first fence, but the nerves would have settled down a little bit. She's no longer in the top class. It's the farewell, so not perhaps as much to play for, but she'll want a nice solid round here.
Absolutely, and we've had in the past, I mean, athletes that unfortunately were eliminated and went straight to the farewell win the actual class, so anything's possible. And like you said, that maybe a little less pressure, so we just hope that she enjoys herself for her last round of the finals here in Polokwane for her.
Well, the horse is in a good rhythm now, and she seems to be going well. Once again, let's touch on the course designer for today's competition. It's Kate Launder. She's local, building up in the qualifiers in 2022. One course designer pitches the qualifiers, all the qualifiers that are hosted in 2022. It's not the same today. You give the opportunity to the hosting country's officials, course builders then. So that's also part of the solidarity and development, is it not?
It is. All the officials that are actually appointed for this event are for the most part from the region, from Group 9. And I'm very happy. That was such a shame. I'm sorry for the first on the first rail. This was a great way to finish, though.
Well, it's that pesky Bidfood jump that eliminated her in the first qualifier that's pitched now at jump number 1, and that's again the only. So bulletproof, not so bulletproof when it comes to that particular jump. That is the jump that's caused all the problems for this combination.
And you know, we were talking the other day about mental fitness, the jitters. Maybe there was also a bit of I don't know, from the rider approaching that jump, because it caused her some trouble the other day. Anyways, that was a great round for her, and I'm very happy.
Well, Nicholas Nicole is safely over jump number 1, because he too was eliminated at that very jump in the first qualifier, which was that A2 on Thursday. So he's gotten over jump number 1. Let's take a look at this track that Kate Launder has pitched. Unfortunately, Nicholas having a rail at that E-pole Oxa. He's riding here Kondos Give Me a Break, owned by Catherine McFarlane, who I'm sure is tuned in and watching from Linro. Very good morning to Kath and Oscar. So he's riding with that Zimbabwean flag on his numna. So he is from Zim.
Coming back just to those courses, like you were saying, Kate has done a fantastic job to follow this progression throughout the competition. She started, you know, giving every athlete the same opportunities, nothing too out of the ordinary, let's say. And but we've seen a progression with the technical difficulties, the heights of the, and she's really built some great courses for this event.
So Nicholas sitting on 4 penalties. Now this is a straight up 1 round and a jump off, but moving into the final, that will be 2 rounds, and then in equality of score we have a jump off. So a little bit more testing when we get to the final as well.
And we've had in the past also very exciting finals with the podium, basically 3 riders at the jump off. So until the end, the suspense was...
Yeah, we take a look at the pole that Nicholas had, unfortunately, that front roller, that E-pole Oxa coming down. So a few time penalties, I think, to add there as well. He went very steady around this track, so we'll take a look at the time allowed is 84 seconds, and Nicholas's time 86.03. So they've got to be mindful of the time, and I think in the later competition she's going to ask them to press on a little bit as well. Lots to play for here. It's a big title, and it's the final day here at the Ranch Equestrian, Limpopo province in Polokwane. Now, it's not just been about the jumping as we watch our Brazilian rider Lina Capello Baltrao make her way around. She rides KP Evergreen. Kathleen Allen, the owner. You've treated the owners as well. You've treated everybody, in fact. They've had a good couple of days. Yesterday was a rest day. They did get to ride the horses just to stretch them out. No jumping was allowed yesterday, but riders had another session where they could get again a feel for their horses. But yesterday mostly a fun, relaxing day.
Absolutely, and I have to say, really the OC has treated the horse owners, but everyone from the athletes, the coaches, everyone, the officials, and of course the horse owners, without whom this competition just cannot take place. They've been fantastic, and the hospitality here at the ranch, I mean, it's been amazing. So as you were saying, there's the competition aspect, but it's so much more. People from around the world gathering in this amazing place and just sharing this love of our sport and of horses, and you can feel it at the end of the week. Everyone is here cheering for each other, and it's really fantastic. It's quite unique.
Lots of camaraderie, lots of friendships made, which I'm sure will stand a lifetime. So lots of connections, networking as well, which bodes well because the South Africans can phone up the Brazilians, and who knows what doors that opens as well.
Absolutely. And just Lena's, that was a fantastic round. I'm so happy for her because she was steady again in the welcome, did a great job, and just a bit unlucky in the first qualifier. A few miscommunication with the horse, but nothing major, and that's where you can see when she rides like this and they're on the same page, it's very smooth, and that was a great round for her.
So working yesterday in the practice paddock with her coach, just getting a real feel for the horse, experimenting with a few things and really how to ride it. So even though they're in this farewell, they're taking the farewell seriously. They're not just here to make up the numbers and, oh well, I didn't make the final, I'm just going to come out here. They also want to win this.
Absolutely.
So next to go is our Mauritian rider. She's on track now, the young Louise de Corleolis. She rides NK Domino. And a Domino on loan from owner Natalie Robertson, who is here as well. Louise is just 17 years old. Her coaches are Aidan Rene and Arthur De Quay. And she has been to South Africa a few times, and her dad is out here with her and tells me that she's also now riding in France. So
yeah, she actually flew from France and not Mauritius to come to this event.
Oh, unfortunately just pulling down fence number 9.
But it's good because she stayed, back, which was one of the errors the other day when she a bit, getting those strides in, those lines.
Yeah.
So at least she waited. So okay, you pull. Oh.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. She's far more with her body, keeping the horse in its box a little bit. I think mistake that she made was let him get a little bit long in front and causing a few issues. in the qualifiers. Unfortunately, a stop and a pole there at jump number 9 exceeds the time allowed. 94.17 ends up on some penalties.
Well, jumping, not to do 11 at the time, we've got a total of 23 on board for the Louise Coriolis and NK Domino. We're halfway through the first round of this competition and we're going at 25% clear rate.
So we take a look at some of the replays here for Louise. And here she comes to the final fence after having that disobedience and pulls it off with the back toes as well. Right, next to go. So we've got one clear, KP Evergreen. As we've gone to the halfway mark, we now move on to Farnham for gold. Melissa Charlier, 16 years old, from Morocco.
I do think we're going to get a jump off, but I don't want to, speak too soon, but we'll see. We should have at least 1 or 2 more clears.
I'm sure. I think this could be one of them. Melissa Charlier from Morocco. Very stylish, correct. Now the mistake that she... no, I'm thinking of a different horse, in fact. I'm thinking of Bosporus. This horse looks a little bit like Bosporus, but it's not him. Her hobbies are fishing. Apart from riding, she loves fishing. Got the horse in a very nice canter. Oh, there she just ran out of puff around the corner. Had to get going again.
And we were saying, this horse that it has been provided by Barry Taylor, and he's been riding him in view of having the horse for his daughter, who's around the same age as Melissa, and I think it's going to be a very, very nice horse for her.
Now, on that note, we've got the under-25 classes as well, and young Ashley, who you mentioned, has been riding in those classes, not riding in the finals, but a lot of our top talent. Have you been impressed? Have you been impressed, and have you been watching?
Very impressed, and those classes and those riders, really a lot of talent. Great horses, but great potential and future stars. So it's been lovely, and it's been lovely also for these international foreign athletes to be able to witness these great athletes. And there we go. We were talking about having a jump off, and now it is confirmed. Great job, Melissa.
I saw she had her game face on when she entered the arena. Stylish, very good rider. And did a lovely round, because the horse swerved a little bit once or twice, came out of rhythm. I think that's a horse you got to keep on him all the time. Keep him cantering, keep him underneath you. So doing super well there. So we do have a jump off this class over 1 round and a jump off. So we do. KP Evergreen and Lina Beltrao will now go against Farnham for gold and Melissa Charlier. Perhaps some more as well, as there are 3 more to come. This is number 6, Lacano Faradiba, and Natasha Herjawan, Indonesia. She's at 24 years old. She started riding at the age of 10, and some of her hobbies are, apart from horses, baking.
So unfortunately, a rail down on the first jump.
That jump certainly over the course of the week has been the bogey. That pesky number 1, the Bidfoo jump. It's remained a vertical with that panel under it the whole way through, and it's caught quite a few.
It was unfortunate. It's very similar fault as for her the other rider from Asia, from Singapore. So I don't want to say that it's the buggy so far for that continent, but hopefully. But this is a lovely course now. And she has been getting along very well with that horse. That was a very nice combination from the start. Just a few little unlucky moments, but
it is a lovely horse. It suits her well. She's on loan from Eleanor Capistanio in KwaZulu-Natal. So I'm sure Eleanor is watching. Very good morning to them. I'm sure lots of people tuned in from around the world to watch these FEI World Jumping Finals. Unfortunately, 1 going down, 4 penalties there for Lacano Faradiba, not going to join the 2 that have gone clear in the jump off. As we take a look at the replay of this pole that came down. Yeah, Oh, just a little bit low, having it with the knees. I think she was thinking about that right-handed turn. The horse didn't look quite straight and perhaps a little bit snug there. Often the case, number one goes down. 2 more left to come. NK Bosporus on loan from owner Natalie Robertson, Juana Ocampo.
And this is the rider you were thinking about earlier.
Correct.
That had it was such a shame because she's been only jumping clear. The 5 penalties she had was just because of a miscommunication, and this is a horse that you need to keep your leg, you need to keep it going, and it was just in the turn she said she forgot to keep her leg, and he just, well, exactly the same as what just happened. Same turn, same location, just so you really have to stay present all the time. Hasn't put one pole down.
Just got to keep that energy up. Now he's cantering, now off the turn, tight turn again, hairpin turn back. Yeah, well done, well ridden. So she's currently sitting on the 4, and she has to ride forward now as well. She's not going to make the jump off, but of course she doesn't want time penalties to add. Gives that little touch, both of those, A and B elements of that Western Shop double of verticals. Juan is from Argentina, 17 years old, and her hobbies include music. She plays the guitar, the piano, and the ukulele, so musical, into the arts. One more to come here, sitting on the 4. Just gone over the time allowed, I'm afraid, and a rail down to add. So 2 down and 4 for time in 87.46. A total score of 12, which could so easily have been a clear.
So easily, yes, because the time there, I mean, it just adds, and it's such a shame because it's exactly where she had the same issue the other day, and we can see the replay the last.
Here's the replay of the pole that came down at number 12, but exactly what you were talking about, the same mistake, and of course that made her ride for it, and possibly racing for the time to the last caused that pole as well. So unfortunate. So not going to join the jump off, which means we've still only got the 2. Juana gets the 12, and last to go, who's the highest qualifier in the consolation farewell. It's representing South Africa, Erin O'Dwyer, first for horses Zeus de Tolja. Erin's 18 years old, born and raised in South Africa. She enjoys gym apart from riding. And I am told that she could be a little bit tired this morning because we're about 3 hours away from Johannesburg, and it was Erin's matric dance last night. She decided to drive back to Johannesburg for her matric dance, razzled the night away, and then drove back very early this morning, I'm told. So she might have dark lines underneath her eyes, not from the makeup from last night. It'll be from a lack of sleep, perhaps.
Well, she's doing very well, so let's hope that. She seems awake.
Yeah. So she unfortunately just missed making her way into the big class. Highest qualifier here in the farewell. Still clear. Couple left to come. Keep them up, Erin. Join the jump off, make it 3. Give South Africa a go here. One more to come. Oh, last rail going down. She looked a little bit deliberate off the turn. She wanted to steady up, perhaps one too many, ran her a little bit deep, and that's come down as well. Let's take a look at the replay.
Such a shame.
So here you see, just tries to steady up. Oh, what a pity. Last fence, and that's come down a few times at number
It has,
12 as well.
and you see how important that turn is
Yep.
between the 11 and 12. You have to take, if you cut, you really have to be on a good distance,
Correct.
not too close to that jump. Because,
And straight. I think they're
yes,
all coming slightly on the
absolutely.
angle, and then finding that front rail. You got to come off the turn, sweep round, get straight.
In the middle of that jump. Yep.
So unfortunately, 4 penalties at the last, which means we've got a 2-horse jump off here. KP Evergreen with Brazilian rider Lina Barreto Baltrao goes against the Moroccan rider Melissa Charlier, and she rides Farnham 4 Gold. Evergreen against 4 Gold. Let's see how this plays out. That's up next. Kate Launder does pitch the track. Let's take a look at the jump-off track. It's over fences, 14 to start, so a new fence to start, 14, then to 10, 11, 8B, 9, 6A, 6B, and 12. So that's going to take a little bit of memory skills as well. It's not so straightforward. 14 to start, followed by 10, 11, 8B, 9, 6A, 6B, and 12. So we'll have a good look at that. Just 2 to go in this jump off. Once again, it'll be Brazil up against Morocco in this farewell handicap. So a little bit of a wait. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, all the action from the jump off here in this farewell competition, the first class of the morning in this FEI World Jumping Challenge Finals here at Polokwane. Welcome back here to the Ranch Equestrian for the jump off of the farewell class. It's two riders that we'll go through. KP Evergreen, ridden by Lina Beltrao from Brazil, against Farnham for Gold and Melissa Charlier from Morocco. Two will go through to the jump off. The jump off track is over 14. Joining me in co-commentary is Andrina, and 14 Andrina is number 2 backwards. So 2 backwards going away from the gate is where we start. Then it's a gallop all the way down to 10. So riders can make some time there on the gallop. Then also quite a long canter to 11. You don't want to go too fast because it's a very quick right-handed turn. Back to 8, you got to get 8B, so 8A would have been removed. So quickly back to 8B on the right-handed turn back. Then it's on a distance to 9, a left-handed swing, hairpin bend to 6A, 6B, and then from 6B, where do we go? All the way to 12. So then after 6B, land and gallop once again all the way to 12, possibly coming inside of 7. We'll see who attempts to do that. So that's how it's all going to play out. 14, 10, 11, 8B, 9, 6A, 6B, and 12. And there, look at the Brazilian flag. Will it be Brazil? Will it be Morocco? How will this all play out in the final of the FEI World Jumping Finals? This is the farewell competition, and I believe we are just about ready for the first horse to come in. First to go will be KP Evergreen, Lina Beltrao from Brazil. Where's your money at? If you were a betting person, Brazil versus...
Oh, I think both of them. I really think, they want to win this. They've gotten this far, and I think they both want to win this. Now, I think it's going to have to do a lot with nerves.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to bet on... But they're both young girls. One seems to have a little bit more experience, so maybe that will come into count when it comes to those jitters and nerves. But I think they're here to win. So we'll see how that works out. But Melissa and her horse, it was great for her to have a clear. We'll see if with a bit of speed how she manages, and hopefully we'll have another clear.
Now, Lina possibly going first, the one who's got a little bit more pressure on her, because she has to leave them up. Obviously both do, but she has to go quick. There's no option for her, because with one more to come behind her, you see that if she goes slow, then we know what the second rider has to do, just go a little bit quicker. Should she have one down, then it's go clear for Melissa on Farnham for Gold. Both are young riders, so Lina just 17 years old and Melissa 16 years old, so they don't bring in a huge amount of experience. With age comes experience. They're both young riders, but the exuberance of youth, they'll both be going for it.
And I have to excuse myself because I thought it was the other way around. So actually Melissa is a bit younger, so there you go. But very good riders, extremely promising, and but it will be interesting to see them now in a jump off with only the 2. But like you said, Lina, she has to go for it, and that's going to set the bar afterwards for Melissa.
Talking about now, while we're waiting, let's turn our attention to the farewell, sorry, not the farewell class, the final, and let's have a look at the 8 riders while we have a moment or two, and what running order they go in. Of course, we're in reverse order of classification again after those qualifiers on Thursday, as we take a look there at Melissa, who's just getting some last minute encouragement from the coach. There's Lina just finishing up her warm-up. Right, of these 8 that go through to the final competition in reverse order of classification, let's just go through the rules there. 2 full rounds. You carry forward your penalties from your first round into the second round. Barring retirements or eliminations, all will go through to the second round. If we have equality of penalty score after the 2 rounds, we will then go through to a jump-off. How do you see this playing out today?
Oh, I mean, we've had some very steady combinations over the past few days that have had 0 penalties. So if we just go on that, I mean, we have a few combinations that I think we'll have a jump off. I would be very surprised if we didn't. But there are a few very serious contenders. Now, if we do have a jump off, then it'll be a bit clearer for me on that's where I might be putting my money, depending on who ends up in the jump off, because some horses and some athletes will be, faster for sure.
And the riders in the qualifiers would have got a chance to test their horses a little bit. I don't think everybody was, or anybody really, was putting their foot right down. They were just playing with that throttle a little bit, but of course the qualifiers, the main objective there was to get into that top 50%. So we might see a lot quicker riding today if we get through to that jump off, which I'm sure we will. On Thursday, over those qualifiers, there were 3 clear rounds, and when I say clear rounds, 0 penalty scores from the A2 competition, and then the round with the 1 round and a jump off. Three of the riders who have gone through to the top 8 were clear across the board.
Absolutely, and we were, wondering if they were going to use this opportunity to maybe test a few things, and we thought that Cristina Padilla from Puerto Rico was one of them when she just got the last jump, thinking that, she tried to go a little bit, faster.
Yes.
What happened is actually her stirrup broke.
Yes.
So it wasn't even intentional. So I don't think she... But that horse has very long strides, and she can be very fast without even trying. So,
well, more to come on that competition a little bit later. We'll talk about that some more as we get closer. Now our focus is back to the farewell competition. Bell has just gone for the first of our 2 riders here. It's Lina Beltrao from Brazil. She rides KP Evergreen, will be first to go. Her bell's gone, the horse just manuring, so she's asked the judges to just give her a little bit more time. Right, now she's on her way. The countdown clock will start once again, as you can see there, 33.7. Now they've hit the button, so her countdown has started. When she goes through the start, that'll reset. There we go. Yeah, we're on our way. It starts 14 to start. A big gallop now to 10 on the far side of the arena. Now steady up, safely over 10. 11 is next to come on that distance. Quickly back to 8B. 8A has been taken out. Safely over 8B. Now it's the ride. Steady up. Make sure you clear that at 9. Press the button. Extends the stride once again. 6A, 6B, and 12 to come. Words of encouragement from the coach. Oh, she's had that down. So 6A's gone down. Now the gallop to 12. No, she doesn't. She's taken it once again. 12
again, but like you said, it's that angle.
So this has left it on a plate now for Melissa Charlier, as 2 rails have gone down, 8 penalties. She can afford a rail and 3 time penalties, so she can really afford to take it easy.
It's looking good, but you never know. It goes very quickly. And also, Lina did not the option to go on 8B. She could have cut her turn a little bit more, but she decided to go around. So in terms of time also.
Yep. Well, I mean, now she doesn't really need the options as we take a look at the replays of those 2. Oh, and the disappointment on her face. But she had to go for it.
She did.
She had, it's all to play for here.
Absolutely.
The worst she can be is second, and you've got somebody quick coming up behind you, so...
Nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly. You got to give it a go. So now Melissa has to go clear. She's got 2 poles in hand, so if she has one down, she still wins. She can afford to go pretty slow, because if she has one down, she can still have another 3 time penalties, but of course she wants to jump the clear. She's on her way. She's not hanging about. She's extending the stride here on this Farnham Full Gold. Now she balances up. Next fence, number 10, clears that. Safely over jump number 11.
Going around, but in front here. That was another option.
Oh, it's down. She tips it off. Got a little bit too deliberate there. And that's down. Now she has to go.
Now she has to go.
Press the button. Now she needs to get home in a time 44.93, but I think she was too slow. Oh, and it's down. We have a winner. It's not going to be Morocco. It's going to be Brazil. Clears number 12, heartbreak for Melissa Charlier as she pulls 3 rails in the jump off, and well, a roller coaster of emotions there for Lena Beltrao. She would have seen that. She would have gone from dejected to elated in the space of a short space of time. As we take a look at the replay, there's she just got completely underneath it, tipped that off. Then she had to ride for the next one. 6A comes down, and then a further rail that she had as well, 3 rails down, 12 penalties.
It's really that line that cost her.
Oh,
the
heartbreak.
disappointment, yes. Obviously, we're very happy for Lena, but understand that Melissa has been doing so well, and but that's the name of the game.
Oh, we thought it was all left on a platter for her there. She just had to jump the clear. Unfortunately, she took the decision to go forward after the first fence, and then she just seemed to steady up a little bit too much. Took a bit away, got a little bit underneath that fence. That came down. Then you have to get going again, and another two poles. So not the round she was looking for, but KP Evergreen lands up the winner of the farewell competition with Brazilian rider Lina Barreto Beltrao. So congratulations, Farnham. 4 gold, finishes in second on a score of 12. Those were the first 2, the only 2 clears that went through to the jump off. Brannick Bullet, great for Christine.
Christy Page, absolutely, really great, because it was so unfortunate for her to be eliminated in the first qualifier. So this is. You know, I'm glad for her.
Singaporean rider, she had 1 down at the very first fence in the opening round here today, and just that single fence puts her into 3rd place. Great that all 8 riders in this farewell have been invited into the competition for the prize giving.
I think, you know, they've traveled so far, and this is again coming back to this unique competition and the spirit behind it. We're all here. It is a competition. There is the sport, but it's so much more, and the human interaction, the human element is huge, and sportsmanship. So I'm glad this was a decision from the organizers, and we always support those types of decisions. So I'm really glad that they could include all 8 riders.
Now, I'm going to pick up once again. You are the Senior Manager of FEI Solidarity. So we touched on Solidarity, but your role at the FEI, what exactly does it entail? What is Solidarity, and what's behind it?
So FEI Solidarity is the development department of the FEI, and as such we work with our national federations to help them improve and grow their sport from grassroots up to the first international level competition through various actions. And we have a program, our FEI Solidarity program. The challenges are the sport component to what we offer as support, but we also have a lot of education. So because human resources are essential for the growth of our sport in all countries, and that goes from the education of grooms, stable managers, vets, and also coaches. So all these very important actors, national officials. Without officials you don't get competitions. So athletes, the motivation, if they don't have competitions, they may not stay in the sport. So we have a very full catalog that focuses on national federations, athletes, coaches, and values. And in the values there we have again a lot of different projects, programs, school programs, working with national federations that work with their clubs to offer after school riding lessons as part of the physical education of the schools. And some might, discover a new passion for horses out of these kids and the school program, and will start riding. Some may not, but it's a very good relationship and promotion for, again, our sport.
It's a massive organization, the FEI, and Solidarity within that, you've got a big role to play. Now, what you've mentioned, all these things are across the board in all disciplines. It's not just show jumping. We're watching show jumping today, but the FEI is not just representing show jumping, it's equestrian sport and the various disciplines that make up equestrian sport. What are those disciplines? And again, Solidarity right across the board with multiple disciplines.
Absolutely. We cover all of our disciplines. So we have show jumping, we have dressage, we have para-dressage, and then we have eventing. So those are the Olympic disciplines. Then we move on to vaulting, which is a very popular horse sport, and actually the horses' requirements for the sport, you get a lot of athletes involved with fewer horses, but you need to really take care of those horses because it's the training of these horses is very, very important, and that's in our coach education program. We really focus on how to keep those horses healthy as well. Then we have endurance, we have driving, and para-driving.
Right. A lot on your plate.
It's very exciting, though. And, you know, we always say that without the national federations and the people on the ground, whatever we do is useless. So they work very hard, and they're all very passionate to grow the sport in their country.
Turning our attention back to this specific competition, the FEI World Jumping Finals, it's hosted in South Africa 2023, the 2022 final. We're now in 2023, hosted here. How did we get to have this competition? If some national federations from other countries may be watching, how exactly does it work, the awarding of the final?
So there is a bidding process. That then is evaluated by different entities at the FEI, including the jumping committee. It starts at all levels. So we receive it, we receive the bids, there are certain questions, you have to come up with the facilities, what is going to be offered, there are requirements in terms of how many horses, there is a financial contribution from the FEI towards the organization of this event, and then we go through the different bids, applications, to see who, you know, fulfills the criterias, so then it goes through the jumping department, jumping committee, and the FEI board for approval.
And of course, these also make up qualifiers for other events. Every 4 years you have the Youth Equestrian Games, and the FEI Jumping Finals fit into that how?
Actually, it's the Youth Olympic Games.
Okay.
Last year we did have the Youth Equestrian Games, which were organized as a replacement for the Youth Olympic Games in Senegal that were pushed back from 2022 to 2026. And exactly, the challenge plays a very important role for all countries and regions that do not have a continental championship for their juniors, because there are two processes for the qualification. It's either through the junior championship of the year preceding those games, or through the challenge category A, the last competition, which then is turned up a notch with specific criteria to match as much as possible the requirements and the qualification level of these other championships.
Now, in terms of development, we spoke earlier about North America being excluded from this competition because they're exposed to top-level competition. They've got, you know, they're very strong. The same as Europe. Now, I believe you're being whisked away, so we'll have to pick up on this question a little bit later. And Joanna, thank you so much for being in co-commentary, but we will see you a little bit later for the main competition. Go and do your official duties. We'll see you now.
Perfect. Thank you. See you later.
Andrina just popping out of commentating while she has to go do her official duties for the FEI as we take a look at the prize giving for this farewell competition. And there they all coming in. Once again, a reminder of the result, the top three. And there is the result, top three. Lina Beltrao from Brazil goes through to the jump off. 2 down in that jump off. 44.93 the time. She riding KP Evergreen. In second place, Melissa Charlier from Morocco had to go clear, but unfortunately finding 3 rails in that jump off, and that relegates her down into second place. She was riding Farnham Fourgold, and the third place going to the Singaporean rider Christy Naya. She was riding Brannock Bulletproof and just having 1 down in that first round, and that was at jump number 1. So Christy Naya has just dismounted, making her way through to the podium.
Finishing in second place and picking up a silver medal here today, ladies and gentlemen, from Morocco, Melissa Charlier riding Farnham for gold.
Melissa Charlier from Morocco has dismounted, making her way to the second tier of the podium, riding Farnham for gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this farewell competition from Brazil.
And the winner now from Brazil of the farewell competition, getting the farewell gold medal. Well done to Lina Capello Beltrao. Well done to Brazil. Brazil from Morocco, from Singapore back in third. Well done, ladies. That's the podium there for the farewell competition.
To award our winners, of course, the winners' sashes to these top 3 and the winners' medals proudly donated by King Cardine Equestrian Centre. The third place with a fine effort.
And there is Andrina Viprostiga, who you heard in co-commentary with me, going forward to present the sashes and the medals. Great having Andrina with us here in South Africa.
Silver being awarded to Morocco's Melissa Charlier and Farnham for gold. And on the top step of the podium from Brazil, Lina Barreto riding KP Evergreen.
And there is our winner receiving her winner's sash from Brazil, Lina Beltrao.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of our winning competitor, the national anthem of Brazil. Wait, no medals. Beg your pardon. Mr. Mark White, President of FEI.
Mr. Mark White, who is the president of South African Show Jumping, going forward to present the medals.
Third place today. Second to Melissa Charlier of Morocco.
Bronze medal going once again to Christine Naya. Second place to Melissa Charlier, Morocco. And the gold medal now being awarded to Lina Beltrao. Mr. Mark White, president of SA Show Jumping. There is the Brazilian flag of the winner, Lina Beltrao. Mrs. Gillian Shaw, one of the judges for this competition, going forward to present the plaques, the commemorative plaques. And now time for the Brazilian national anthem.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Brazil.
National anthem of Brazil in honor of our winner here of the farewell competition, riding KP Evergreen, Lina Beltrao. Well done. Just a few photos being taken. Once again, congratulations to our winners and our delegates. Riders are going to mount up now and then we'll enjoy a lap of honor. Leading us off will be KP Evergreen. Congratulations, I'm sure Kathleen Allen sitting at home watching. Owner of the winning horse, KP Evergreen. And of course the winning rider, Lina Beltrao. Competitors in this farewell competition, top three remaining in the arena. The remainder walking out before the canter parade, the victory parade. But once again, big congratulations to the winner, Lina Beltrao, the winner. Farnham 4 gold in second with Melissa Charlier and Brannick Bulletproof and Christine Naya. She finishes in third. And there they go, well done. That's pretty much a wrap for the farewell competition. We will be getting the winner, Lina Beltrao, for a winner's interview. So that's coming up next here on Equestrian Live. Welcome back to Equestrian Live. With me, the winner of the farewell competition from Brazil. It's Lina Baltrau. How are you feeling? Well done.
I'm very happy because it was not an easy horse for me in the beginning, so now I could know him better, and yeah, I'm very happy that I did it.
Brilliant effort. So you were one of only 2 riders of the 8 in the farewell competition who managed to clear. You were going up against Moroccan rider Melissa. You had a rail in that first round, so it looked like she just needed to go clear. Did you think you had enough? How were you feeling when you had that rail in the jump off and she just needed to go clear? Did you think it would pan out the way that it did?
Actually, I didn't think I was going to win because I did like 2 fences down. But I knew my horse was faster than hers, so maybe if she did like 2 fences down, I would probably win. But I actually didn't think I was going to win, so I'm very happy.
Well, what was your headspace going into that jump off, knowing that it was just the 2 of you? You were first to go, so it put a little bit of extra pressure on you because you had to go clear. I mean, you didn't know that you were going to have rails. You didn't know that she was going to have more rails. So your mindset must have been go clear. But how fast did you think that you needed to go? Did you go as fast as you could have, or did you leave a little bit out there?
No, I could have been faster because, as I said, I knew that her horse was lower than mine.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go like as fast as I could because I could more easily do faults.
Yes.
So. Yeah.
Well, we have your round queued up, so we're going to play your round, and you'll be kind enough to talk us through it, and you'll see some of the mistakes, and you can give us your insight. So here we go, and you can talk us through the jump off. So here you go to fence number 1, kick off the ground there. Then it was a big gallop. You opened him up here.
Yeah, I was going to do the
inside line.
Yeah, I was going to pass like inside the obstacle, but I thought it was safer to go outside.
Yes.
Since my horse he's fast, and yeah, I wasn't risking like.
Didn't want to go too fast and risk the rails.
Yes.
There you press him. Long gallop up here to this double of verticals. And unfortunately, do you think that mistake happened because you let him gallop around the turn and then had to get him back?
Yeah, maybe. I think a little bit more space, he wouldn't have done the
exactly.
The fault.
And then unfortunately, number 12, which caught quite a lot of riders in the first round as well. That fence came down quite a lot. And then, of course, the Moroccan rider came in. How were your nerves watching? Did you watch her round?
Yes, I watched it. I mean...
Your emotions must have been a little bit down when you came out thinking you had 2 rails, and then all of a sudden you must have been very happy again. So a roller coaster ride of your emotions there. Well done, well done. Okay, so tell us about this overall experience here in South Africa, making the finals. Have you enjoyed yourself? What's been some of your favorite parts?
I mean, it's an incredible experience. I've never been to South Africa before, so I got also the opportunity to know another country, a very different country, and like the experience is really amazing. And yes, I really loved it.
You're a very young person. You've got a whole future ahead of you. Is equestrian sports what you want to do? I see that you also love music. You play some instruments. Tell us about that. Guitar, piano?
Yes, actually I do guitar classes, and the piano I just play by myself because I really like instruments, music, and yeah.
Awesome. Is horses in your future? Do you want to be a professional rider, or you want to study? What do you want to do?
I mean, for sure horses will be in my future, but as a professional, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it.
Now, Brazil is vast. Tell us where you're from in Brazil exactly.
I'm from Brasilia.
Okay. Right. Well, it's been absolutely wonderful having you in South Africa. We are so glad that you have enjoyed your time here, and as winner of the farewell competition, you end on a high, so congratulations and all the very, very best to you for your future.
Thank you.
That's Lina Beltrao, who's the winner of the farewell on this big day. Still to come up is the big one. It's the final, the FEI World Jumping Final for 2022, because although we're in 2023, this is the final. And that's coming up a little bit later, but we're going to take a quick look now at what some of these riders have been up to. They've been here for a few days, and part of their activities yesterday was that they got to go on what they call a safari here in Africa, and we sent one of our Equestrian Live cameramen to capture some of those moments.
Uno más.
Mira.
No, bien. De ambas cosas. Very inquisitive, very curious, and when they walk different than the other animals they use at the end of the horns. Because the males, they lose that from fighting because they use their horns to fight. They live with the giraffe, they live with the wild beasts, because they don't fight. Yeah, they don't fight. Which one? Very tough. Even the lips are very, very tough. Where it doesn't get hurt with those. That doesn't look like any of these animals, otherwise we have to rush to the lions. Get yourself out of this truck. They think it's a cheeseburger or a juicy steak. Right. That's a killer man. We keep lions on this side of the truck. I know the people. The meat, can we get the with I don't like you cooked meat. Shakira.
So all of our riders taking part in these FEI World Jumping Finals, enjoying some of the spoils that the ranch has on offer. We're based here at the Ranch Equestrian Centre, part of a bigger setup involving hotels, safaris, golf courses. So a big thank you to the ranch for pulling out all the stops. Right, so coming up next will be the big one. It's the main class of the day, the FEI World Jumping Finals. The course is currently being made ready. It's about to open in the next couple of minutes, scheduled to start at 11:30. We'll be back on air with you here on Equestrian Live at 11:20. Still plenty more to come. Hope you are enjoying our broadcast this afternoon from the Limpopo province here in sunny South Africa. We'll be back with you at 11:20.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that.
Stand
I like
by.
to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb.
Welcome back to Question Live as we get ready for the final of the FEI World Jumping Finals here at the Ranch Equestrian. That's where we are, as you see those arenas on the left. This wonderful venue located in the Limpopo province, where we've been for the last couple of days, where over the last couple of days we got a chance to chat to the top 8 who will now be riding in the final, and this is what some of them had to say about their chances. Do you have a game plan going into this? Obviously, first round you got to go clear. Second round, you step it up a little bit. Do you feel that you've tested the mare enough? Do you feel there's more in the tank there, that if you can go up a gear, she'll give it to you?
Yeah, the mare has plenty of energy, and yeah, the plan is to go clear in the first round, and we have to go clear also in the second round, and hopefully we have a jump off for the medals. Yeah.
Now, tell me about Argentina back home, Rosario Jockey Club, where you're from. Shout out to them.
Yeah, I'm happy to ride there. We have a lot of facilities there, and yeah, we are from Rosario. We have a lot of things going on there. We have this weekend going on the FEI Challenge competition in order to qualify for next year.
Georgia Yiromatso, now you are no stranger to these FEI finals. You've been there, done that. Tell us about it.
I did win 2019 in Quito, and it was a great experience. And then we're back here to South Africa.
Tell me about your qualifying. You're lying around about midfield. Is that a good position for you to be in?
Yeah, we all clear. We're all double clear, so we enter in a clear round. So we have all finalists. We all have the same chances.
The horse that you're riding, Rockstar Bourbon, is he suited to your riding style? You're getting along with him?
I do. It's a combination of both of my horses. A little hot, a little cold. So I do half and half with both of them.
Israel Lopez, Puerto Rico, you have qualified exactly midfield, right in the middle of the bunch for today's final. Does that suit you? Are you happy with where you're positioned?
Very happy. I had a wonderful horse, and I think that be there will take a little bit out of the stress out of myself.
Going to the second round, it comes down to time. He's a big, deliberate horse. Does he have the speed necessary, do you think? What is your strategy? Tight